Have you ever caught yourself wondering, how much time do I have left? It's a question we all think about now and then, especially as we move into our 70s and beyond. But what if I told you, sincerely, that the way you're living right now might already be giving you the answer? You see, most people assume that life after 70 is about slowing down, shrinking, fading into the background. But I don't believe that. In fact, I've seen the opposite. Quiet signs, powerful ones. The kind that don't show up in doctor's tests, but in everyday moments. They whisper that your body, your mind, and your heart are still moving in the right direction. And if you're still doing these 5 things, you just might be on track to live not only past 80 or 90, but maybe even past 100. Yes, 100. Not just existing, but thriving with clarity, strength, and dignity. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what those 5 signs are and why they matter more than you've ever been told. But before we begin, if you're someone who's passionate about aging well, about learning from life instead of fearing it, I invite you to join our little circle of wisdom. Subscribe to this channel, tap the bell so you never miss an episode, and if anything I say today resonates, leave a comment. I rate every one. Your story matters. Let's begin. You may not realize this, but life after 70 is a kind of hidden test, not the kind with grades or textbooks, but one that shows up in the way you rise in the morning, the way you speak, connect, carry, feel, recover, and wonder. You're being tested, not in a fearful way, but in a revealing way. You see, certain habits and abilities quietly predict how long and how well we'll live. These 5 signs I'm about to share are like little lights on the dashboard of your life. And the best part, you don't need a gym membership, miracle pill, or strict diet to pass. You just need to notice you're already doing them. Start your mornings with movement. Let's talk about mornings. Not what you eat or drink, but how you move. When you wake up, do you sit up on the side of your bed and stand up on your own? Do you still make your bed? Walk without holding onto the wall? That might seem like nothing, but it's everything. That simple act of rising, moving, and starting your day with purpose shows that your legs, joints, and nervous system are still working in harmony. It shows balance, muscle tone, blood flow, but more than that, it shows momentum. Scientists call leg strength the engine of independence for a reason. Your legs support not just your movement, but your metabolism, circulation, even your brain health. And every step you take, especially in the morning, reinforces that your system is still firing on all cylinders. I once knew a man named Gerald, 85 years old, who every morning stood by his bed and did 3 deep knee bends. If I can still squat, he'd say, I can still live alone. He lived to 97, not because of those squats alone, but because he refused to stop moving. So if you're still walking yourself to the kitchen, still bending down to tie your shoes, celebrate that. It means your body is still saying, we've got places to go. If that sounds like you, comment below with the number 1 and tell us how you keep moving every day. Your story may inspire someone else. And every time the same thing happened, disappointment. Sign number 2, you still engage in meaningful conversation. Have you noticed that you still remember people's names? That you enjoy telling stories and that people still enjoy hearing them? Do you laugh during conversations, recall old memories, or get a thrill when someone gets your joke? That's not just personality, that's cognitive resilience. And it's one of the strongest predictors of living longer and living better. Memory recall, storytelling, listening, they're all signs that your brain systems are still working in tandem. The hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex, your sensory processing, all firing together like a well-tuned orchestra. But more than that, conversation keeps you connected. And connection is one of the greatest protectors of health after 70. People who stay socially active, who talk, laugh, and listen, are far less likely to experience cognitive decline or emotional isolation. Take Elaine, 79, who runs a trivia night every Thursday. She doesn't do it to show off. She does it because it makes her feel alive. She said to me once, when I remember something from 1952, it's like I bring that piece of me back to life. If you're still having rich conversations, still remembering faces and dates and dreams, that's not just memory, that's mental youth, that's vitality. So let me ask, who's someone you love talking to? Let's know in the comments. The people we talk to are often the people who help us live longer. Sign number 3, you can still hold on, literally. Have you ever paid attention to your hands lately? Can you still open a tight jar? Carry groceries? Hold a coffee cup without shaking? If so, you're showing one of the most underappreciated signs of longevity, grip strength. It might seem small, but your grip tells us a lot about your muscle health, your nervous system, your coordination, even your cardiovascular system. Researchers now use grip strength as a major predictor of health span. Why? Because your hands connect to everything, your forearms, shoulders, posture, even your oxygen uptake. There's Frank, 81, who's been gardening since his 40s. Still uses his old metal shears, the kind that require real strength. He told me once, as long as I can hold these, I know I can hold the rest of my life together too. So if you're still carrying things, still tying your shoes, still brushing your own hair, that's not just independence. That's a sign that your body is still listening to your brain and working with it beautifully. Give that grip some credit. It's holding more than just objects. It's holding the fabric of your independence. Let's begin.